Hi everyone, Kelt here. So I have some questions about Harry and Meghan's visit to the Netherlands and also the alleged visit to the Queen. Why was Meghan wearing an identical top to the one that Princess Diana wore on her last photo shoot? What is the significance of this? Because we know that Meghan does like to copy Diana with some of the clothes she wears, but what was the significance of wearing that top? Because that was the last one that she wore. I like the top. It's off the shoulder with crossing over and sort of wrapping around the bodice part, and a lovely top, but it looked stunning on Diana and not so much on Meghan. So why copy somebody when you're no way going to be able to compete with them, you know? I'm still doubtful about whether they were really there at Windsor meeting the Queen. A couple were seen allegedly, and we have no photos. I still haven't seen any photos. There are some well-known lookalikes that could well be standing in for them. As for their interaction when they were on stage in the Netherlands, it seemed to me as if Meghan was just grinning as ever, and Harry was looking miserable again, but really emotional. It's as if his emotions were just so extreme and going from one to the other. Some have said that they are stand-ins, that there are actual actors playing the part of them. If that's true, then they're pretty good actors. But I must admit, I felt it was all for show. I feel that they are acting. So when they say they're actors, then yes, it's true, they are. They're acting these parts. Harry doesn't know what part he's playing because he's never been a normal, ordinary person, because he was born a prince. And he's only got Meghan really to teach him how it is to be a normal person, I guess. The Mirror says Meghan and Harry's rapport looked broken on the trip. So this body language expert said that Harry could be seen looking more flushed, tired and downbeat, while his wife appeared happier. I think that's common in a lot of their events when they were on tour. It seemed a bit as if Harry was all over the place and Meghan was just always there with a fixed grin. It says here that Meghan was appearing to be more satisfied with the resolution of whatever happened behind closed doors. This article says that they could be experiencing some differences around their core values to actually create a rapport shift like this. I think that's been pretty obvious for a while. Senior royal sources described the meetings with Meghan, Harry and the Queen as incredibly warm and good-natured and very cordial. I heard differently. I heard that they were quite frosty, very short, clipped and brief and slightly frosty. So it now seems that Harry has allegedly spoken about his surprise visit to see the Queen. He says that it was great to see her, and he said that she had plenty of messages for Team UK, which he'd already passed on to most of them. And he says, so it was great to see her. I'm sure she would love to be here if she could. Obvious that she can't, and it's fairly obvious to me that this is all a big sham. Harry tells these people that Invictus is his family, and he says that he's having a really, really good time. So it seems as if it went well in that way with his interaction with people, but the photos do say something else. So it was also no surprise that Meghan publicly declares her love for her, in her words, incredible husband in front of an audience of thousands of people. She says that she could not love and respect him more. And then when they both kissed, when Harry arrived onto the stage, he did appear to be quite emotional before his speech. And he said, "Thank you, my love." So now everybody is running with this thing. The press are going with this thing about Harry's pet name for his wife, my love. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, just give it a break, you know? They actually haven't talked about the top that Meghan was wearing being identical to the one that Diana wore. I know that she does wear a lot of things that are very similar, and nothing was said about this, nothing that I could see. Usually they would jump all over that and say that she was giving a nod to Diana. Daily Mail, I always like their comments on them because I think they're very, maybe not so subtle. The title of the Daily Mail's article is Prince Harry's affectionate nickname for Meghan Markle. After hearing his wife's gushing on-stage tribute, the Duke of Sussex responds, "Thank you, my love," leaving fans of the couple cooing. So everybody's swooning over that. 2 words, and there are all these fans swooning. So it talks about her looking effortlessly chic in a stunning cream off-the-shoulder bodysuit worth £620, paired with black trousers, while Harry looked equally polished in a grey suit with a white shirt. It talks about her jewellery, wearing a Cartier necklace, emerald and diamond earrings, and her engagement ring. Meghan tells them that Harry has spent many late nights and early mornings planning for these games to make them as perfect as possible for each of you. So they were supposed to have stayed at Frogmore Cottage, which is on the Windsor estate, and this is where Princess Eugenie and her family now live, allegedly. And then they flew to the Netherlands, did their stuff, their perfect act of looking totally in love, maybe they are. And as far as the actual opening ceremony of the games, their facial expressions were so put on. They must have been doing that facial expression for a while to make sure that it was caught on camera. I mean, it smacks of when Catherine was at Wimbledon. I think they must have been practicing that in the mirror for a long time to get it as coordinated as they have. Just look at it. Amazing. So different news headlines talk about their intimate display on stage, and yet there are a few that do notice their broken rapport. Their body language showed quite a lot else going on. I'm not an expert on that, but I think anybody can see that Meghan is in a totally different frame of mind to Harry. I think the funniest bit is them riding in the Land Rovers. Was that a setup? I mean, I think it was. That must have been a setup. So that those photos could obviously be compared with Catherine and William on their Commonwealth tour, where they did the traditional riding in the Land Rover, looking very regal. And then you have this. Also noticing now that Harry and Meghan have been invited to make an appearance at the Platinum Jubilee. I know I did my joke video, which I will put I'll put a link at the end. It looks like they're supposed to be coming to this thing now, according to this article. So this is according to the Telegraph, and it says that they've been invited to appear on the Buckingham Palace balcony during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations. I can't believe that. I can't see that happening. But it says that because they resigned as working royals, Harry and Meghan would not be allowed to take part in the Trooping the Colour or in any other major events during the 4-day bank holiday. I wouldn't want to see them at the Trooping the Colour again anyway, not after the fiasco that happened before. Several fiascos, actually. One, Meghan laughing at someone who fell off his horse, and then the refusing to be quiet and having to be told off by Harry that time. It's only a very short time to get it right, but, it didn't happen. So all this standing in by Prince Charles for the Queen, for all these things, for the Mundi service and for other things, how is she going to make all these appearances for the Platinum Jubilee? They would have to have stand-ins for that, wouldn't they? I believe they have anyway. And then we have another headline saying that they've snubbed the invite to appear on the balcony. Can we not see what's happening here? They put out stuff in the headlines, which is an absolute lie. And then they put out another headline saying they've refused. So they get an invite, gets put in the paper. A few hours later, oh no, they're not accepting this. So it was GB News that said that they appear to snub the royal invitation. So it says how they've been invited to appear on the Buckingham Palace balcony. I think how brave of any royal that stands near them, especially Catherine if she was there. Well, I don't believe it will happen. Then we have this paper saying Duke and Duchess of Sussex, again, have reportedly been invited to appear on the Buckingham Palace balcony during the traditional flypast on June the 2nd, but are unable to play any formal role. So it says here that in an apparent snub, a spokesperson for the pair said no decision has been made as to whether they will attend or not. Oh, and they are talking about whether the Queen would herself actually be able to attend, and that there are plans in play, in this case, for younger royals to take her place in some of the events. Imagine having a platinum jubilee and not being able to attend any of it. And now another article is saying that Meghan and Harry had almost had a different first name for Archie. They were going to choose Arthur, James, Philip or Albert. But I think we know why they chose Archie, because it was Prince George's security name, which he loved using. And then Prince Harry shares his son Archie's career aspirations at the Invictus Games opening by saying, "Some days it's an astronaut. I think some days, most days, it's the Invisible Man." Well, it seems that this is what they've got to do. Harry and Meghan annoy, really rile up the public, all over the world, in fact. And then what do? They just say something really sweet and have a bit of a kiss on stage. And then they get a lot of fans back. They gain new fans. And probably the rest of us, they just get a lot of rolled eyes. These little cars that they rode in were driven by children, basically. It was very sweet, but I think Harry looked like he was enjoying it. But Meghan looked terrified, I think. Wasn't in control then, had a child driving her around. I would love to make a meme about that. So let me have your comments, and what do you think Meghan should be saying in that picture, and what would Harry be saying? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Please subscribe, ding my bell for more alerts for more videos, like if you liked it, and share. Bye.